Dad's working on his van, guys. So hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. I want to tell you a little bit about some of the updates that Dad's been working on and kind of get you a little bit more caught up as to kind of what the progress has been since I last updated you. As you can see, he's hard at work right now. He's actually cutting a hole for his roof vent. He's doing a max fan, and the max fan's like right over here, but he has to cut, and that is something that terrifies me because I don't have one of those, and so it's always been something that seems kind of scary. But he actually made a little template and he's punching a hole right now, so we'll see what that looks like in just a few minutes. But while we're waiting on that, let's talk about power. On a previous video, I showed you guys that Dad had installed a shore power plug, and in addition to this, he's going to be putting some solar up on his roof. But we're about to take off, and he wanted to make sure that there was power to the van, so he went ahead and ran all of his wiring to his shore power area, and so now he has official power from the pole. So what does that mean? That means that whenever we go to like a state park, or whenever he and my mom are traveling to a national park later on, that he'll be able to plug the van in and not have to rely on solar panels up on the roof, because he'll be able to have direct power. And that's really handy in a variety of different scenarios. The first of which being, if he is in those places, he doesn't have to worry about parking in the sun and making the van hotter just to get power. He can just plug in, park in the shade, and it'll be fine. But also, the other thing is, since he is going to be installing solar, he'll be able to switch between the two so that he can make it more optimum for wherever he's traveling. So this process was pretty neat to watch. I'm going to show you a few clips of Dad working on some of the electrical right now, and you can kind of see he has electrical things run into a lot of different places, including a little box that he has where we can adjust all of the lights kind of as we go. I'm looking forward to using this van at some point because of this power situation, let me tell you.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
See me at top. That's all I got those was not hooked up.
Okay. Okay, does it work? Does it work? Woo! We got power. That's exciting. That's exciting. So it comes out through here, and then that's your shore power. Woo! So in real time, Dad is plugged in and using his power tools inside right now, while also not having to worry about having a cord run from a power pole through a window or through a back door. So he could close this up and still have power inside just because he has this little cord right here. Now, again, back to this fan though. This is what the fan looks like before it's being installed. And you can see it's out here with a bunch of other supplies. Believe it or not, this is actually the bed platform. The bed platform he can pull out for things like this when he needs to work. But also, I wanted to show you a little closer look at the bed platform. And you can see that he has gone over it and drilled a bunch of interesting little holes in here so that it can actually vent. Because that's something that's super important, especially as we're moving more into the colder months. Now, ultimately, having a van that can travel in both the warmer and the colder seasons is important because you want to be able to get out and enjoy life and do all sorts of cool stuff. So having where it can actually make sure that there's no moisture retained, especially during those winter months, is super important. So he took care of that also. But there's a few other things that he's been working on, and I'm really excited about these. Again, this is just kind of a little bit of an update video. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more kind of as we're on the road, but I want to tell you what's going on, keep you in the loop. Now, as you can see, Dad added a couple of other things. I just showed you the little container that's at the bottom of the kitchen platform. Now, he can actually put his electrical, which we were just talking about, the extension that goes from the campsite, the plug-in power, he can put that particular adapter in that little hole so it's easy to get to and also doesn't get lost. Now, a lot of people store that thing in the garage area, but one of the things that I've noticed from having underbed storage is that a lot of times my underbed storage, as the van shifts, I kind of lose some things sometimes unless they're in a contained area. So this is going to make it way easier. But also there's this that I'm actually sitting at right now. Check this out. This is a really cool table that can actually be popped out. It's metal. It came from Harbor Freight, and you can use this as a regular work desk table whenever you have the chair turned around, or you can use it as an eating station. Now, Dad is going to carry an additional small pop-out table that they can have so that Mom and Dad both can have their own separate tables, like TV trays kind of. So that's kind of neat. But this one gives you a little bit more space also if you are needing to actually be able to use more counter space. So you can just pop this out and use it as an extension to hold some things. So that's pretty cool. And this was a very quick fix for Dad because he was able to pick this up, basically screw it in, and now it's going to be perfect for being able to either sit here and have a great view of the outdoors and work, close the door and have a nice safe interior workspace if it's cold or the weather's bad. And on top of that, he can again use it as like a TV tray if there's two people in here to clear up a little bit of the space that's in the van itself. Oh, it's loud in there. So, while Dad's cutting away at the van, we're gonna get away from that because it's super loud. We want to stay out of there also because, you know, it's a construction zone. So, let's talk a little bit more about the other things, but first, let's get in my van where it's a little bit quieter. So what else has been going on? Well, Dad's actually in the process of trying to get all this stuff done. And then in the meantime, my mom is actually in the process of trying to find material that she likes so that they can actually cover the seating area. They're looking for something that's going to be durable, that's not going to be white, that can be taken off, and that can potentially be laundered just in case, because when you do van life, things get a little grimy sometimes. And having the right material is very important. So what else is happening? Well, they have a lot of cool things going on. Dad picked up a stone countertop that's a single piece that we found whenever we were at Home Depot shopping for some of my yard stuff. And it's gonna look really neat, I think. Of course, if you haven't seen already, the kitchen in itself is a pretty neat thing where he used a toolbox that can be locked. And through this toolbox, he can actually keep all of these things kind of contained where they don't like end up moving around a whole bunch. But he needed something for the countertop, and he selected this because it looks a little bit more outdoorsy, and I really like it. So I'll be showing you that after he has it all laid, and it looks really neat. I'm very excited about this one. The projects are just coming along for Dad, and even though he had a slight setback with the whole finger issue, I think that he's picked up and gotten it going a lot more now. He's installed the closet, which the closet is what you saw where the electrical panel is actually attached. The closet itself, you'll be able to actually get to all the electrical items from the inside, but also be able to store things like, for example, clothes, or if he wants to keep extra jackets in there, he can do all of that. And so the closet was the final part of the actual build itself when it comes to the interior space. So let's kind of do a little bit of a recap. Inside the van, there is a bed at the back. There is a sofa that actually pulls out into a secondary bed. There's a small closet. There is tons of storage both under the bed and under the couch. And then on top of all of that, they then have a kitchen area that again has tons of storage. They have a refrigerator in there that is both a freezer and fridge by set power. It's huge. They can carry literally anything that they want. And then they also have a lot of extra space so that they can still have their water storage and things like that all in that kitchen unit area. The seat swivels, the table's in place. It's coming together, and I cannot wait for Dad to be able to get out and test it out to see if there's any other changes that he wants to make. And I'm super fortunate because I get to go with him on this adventure and check it out, which you will probably see here on the channel very soon. I am so excited that we are being able to share this with you guys because, again, I share my journey in my tiny van, but living in a tiny van and having a bigger space, kind of a different scenario. He's getting to do all the bells and whistles that don't necessarily make make sense in my space. And as he does, I get to share them with you guys so you can kind of see the ideas coming together. And I know these videos are a little bit different, but at the same time, I hope that you're getting to kind of see the vision. And don't worry, whenever it's completed, I will give you a full tour so that you can see all these things that we've talked about come together. But remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'll give you a recap on Dad's van again really soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!